Hello, this is Witch Nikki, and I haven't been reading stories for a long time. I'm sorry, but I've started to create earrings and also dream catchers. So this one I've made to kind of show people what I am making. And here's a couple more. This one I just finished today. I started this yesterday, and I'm going to hold it down so you could see up close. The three feathers hanging from it. And I made that for a friend of the family, but he ordered it. I'm kind of outside, and it's a little breezy sometimes in here. This one I made some time ago. It's kind of an interesting story, but about this. This part I wove on a loom out of shoestrings. Very wide shoestrings, as you could see. They're, you know, almost as wide as my finger, sort of. But I put the dream catcher in the center. It's fixed in there. It's actually woven into it. This was a trial. See if I could do it, and I did. This is the back of it, so you could see all the shoestrings. And I decided to leave the little plastic thingies on there. One, so people could see how ingenious my idea was to make. Sorry. I was briefly interrupted by my granddaughter explaining where her and her mom were going. Ginger. So anyways, these are shoestrings. This is a funny story. I ride my bike daily also is another reason why I haven't been reading, because the doctor said I needed to be active, and I can't be active, but I can't, it's like, what am I going to do? I'm happy reading to you here on YouTube, and I'm happy making earrings, still sitting. So the doctor says I have to do my bicycling, and so today I didn't because I've been busy doing these dream catchers, so I have to kind of try to balance it all out. And while I was on my bike, I found all these shoestrings, even more than this. I have them put away in a big bag full, and I've even given some away to the giveaways when we had them. They were all brand new with the wrapper still on them, plastic wrapper. Some of them didn't have the wrapper, so I washed them. I stuck them in a t-shirt bag and tied them closed, and then just washed them because I want to make sure they were clean. But these here were in plastic bag, brand new, never used. Somebody threw a whole lot of stuff away, and I found it and brought home as many as I could, because my mind was saying, not ka-ching, ka-ching, you know, I wasn't going to make money off of them directly, but I wanted to make the idea of making something with them. And this just came to me. Why don't I try weaving in them? And then in the middle, I don't know, it just came to me, put a dream catcher there. So I did that. And oh, I already showed you the one for Norbert. He's a friend of our family. Yeah, so those are those two going on there. Sorry, I get distracted sometimes. Now I'm going to create one that's this size. but it's going to take a little bit of time, okay? I forgot where exactly I got these, but if you look up dream catchers on Amazon, that's where I found these. Sorry. I just got done eating lunch and drinking water, and so excuse me if I have a couple little burps. Oh. Anyways, so it's going to go like this, point up, okay? And the 5-pointed star for Wiccans, which I am, a witch and a Wiccan, represents spirit, air, earth, water, fire and water, or fire and water. It doesn't, whichever where you want to put it, but spirit, air, fire, earth, water. Okay? And the first thing you want to do with this metal, and these came really pretty good. They come in different sizes. Like you saw, the one for Norbert was a little bit bigger. And there's a teeny tiny one that's so cute. And hearts too. But, oh, yeah, I do have a heart-shaped. See? Are they cute? My idea was to put one inside the other and try to do it that way. But people are asking me to do the stars, so the stars are getting made. Okay. Sorry about that. The next thing that you want to get is this, let me see, microfiber fake leather suede strapping. It looks very thin, and it is, but you could use this for different things. I am going to use it for wrapping around. Sorry, I don't mean to be bending over past you on this, but wrapping around this area of the whole thing. It goes around the whole thing. And I tried wrapping it at the beginning with this still on. I've also done it cutting off a large piece that I thought would be good enough. I have found that it's better just to start on here and try to keep this on. I'm probably not going to use all of it for this, but the one for Norbert, I used the complete spool of black. This one is a darker blue. This is also for another person who's ordered it, who's waiting very patiently while I make these dream catchers. This part's a little bit tricky, but you have to have some balance and stuff, and coordination helps. So what I like to do is hold it firmly with a piece of it sticking up here. Okay. And then what you're going to do is wrap this around this strap that's up here, the tail part or whatever you want to call it, and the metal. And you just hold on to it, because if not, it's going to... Okay, I need to do it again. Like I said, it's kind of tricky. Okay, especially at the corner parts, either the inside dips or the points. It's very tricky. But you do whatever you can to wrap this on here. And if that wasn't tricky enough, you need to try to keep the keep it. This makes it look like I don't know what I'm doing. I should just pause it and give it a good start and then come back and show you. But then you might say, hey, she went out and had some little old lady or somebody else tied up in the back and put it on for her. I can do this, really I can. I just said it's very tricky. Oh, let me also tell you something here. Length is 5 width is 2.65 mm, whatever the mm stands for. It is by Mandela Trading Incorporated, and you can get it at www.mandelacraftsincorporated.com. Okay, I'll put the link down there or whatever, and the phone number too, but I also got this on Amazon. It's always good to remember, and it's still sticky, so I'm just going to stick it on the box there, and I'll put that at the end. I'll put where to get this. Now, with the other dream catcher that I was making, I was almost having a panic attack because I got all the way to the end and the other end part was starting to unravel. But I fixed it. And sometimes I've also been going to the Native American Center, and they have a group for what is it called? Cultural Recovery Group, to recover our culture and traditions that we've had stolen for so many years. Okay. I'm actually doing this as I'm talking. I'll try to do it up here so you could see. Like I said, I'm just using my phone. Those of you who've followed me from before. This is why I go in and try to use it on the spool. It's going to get kind of tanglish, and you can see that it looks like it's loose here, but it's not, and you could just keep pulling that up and pushing these, because you want them to be as close as possible without any gaps showing the metal. But if a little teeny bit, don't worry about it. Don't be so picky. Just do it. Like I said, I've been busy. I've been out here all morning, and it's already like past 3 or 4 or something. I don't even pay attention anymore to the time. Just been out here very lazy. I haven't even changed my clothes from pajamas. I still have my pajama bottoms on. And the shirt I wore yesterday. It's Sunday, people, and Michelle has the day off, so I have the day off. And her and Ginger went playing Pokemon Go down by the park. And it's a cool day. It's not hot at all, which I like. It's a nice temperature. I have a sweater on, and which some of you started watching me about this time last year, around October, actually, last year. It's been over a year now, and remember I was set up in my room? Well, can't do that anymore. My other daughter, Emiko, has come to live with us, so we got a situation going on in that room where we're doing the best we can to everybody live together, and it's a little bit on the crowded east side, so I'm borrowing a small space out here in the man cave-ish garage / washing dryer and just this garage facility out here. So the door is open and it's cold. In the winter, in the winter it's cold, in the summer it's warm, but it's nice. It's nice out here actually. But I do have a sweater on. And yesterday I was out here till, I don't know, about 5 or 6. It was already dark outside. So I've already been doing this for as long as we've been talking. Just going around and around and around. And the great amount that I've gotten done. Look at that. So, but do you see how, you see how the edges are all straight and flat? This thing can be twisty, see, like this. Then it gives it kind of a lumpy, bumpy look, and you want it to be smooth, so that's another reason why it takes a while. Plus, I kind of push down with my fingers, my fingernails, and try to keep it as tight as possible, so when you do get to the end, you'll, you know, it won't be all trying to escape and get unraveled, which it can, and that is just sad. I haven't had it go all the way, but pretty much a good section of it got unraveled. So I had to kind of fix that up. And actually, I should have started at the tip right here, because I started here at it. Let's call this an elbow, because it goes in, I don't know, this dip part. I should have started at the top part. You'll see why once I get up there to the top, so I can make the loop. So I'm gonna fix this. I'll come back when I've gotten it all complete, okay? Okay, so it's only been a couple seconds since I paused. It feels like just a couple seconds since I paused it. But it's been roughly, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, I suppose. Maybe more. It just seems like forever. And I still have this much left to do. See that? Let's see up close. So you might get a little bit of gaps like this. Just kind of move them around a little bit so they're not too noticeable. But once you get going, once you get everything all worked out, it'll be fine. Now, you've missed out on quite a bit, because trying to get it moved to the top was harder than I thought. I should have just left it and figured out how to get the extra part up there for it to hang. See, there's other ways to do it, but I don't know. So I wanted to just kind of show you. Now you can use some thick yarn. It might not stick as well as this, because when you fill this, now I could have gotten it wider. Like I said, I think the width was 2.65 mm, whatever. If you are mathematical, you know what that means. But I don't have a mathematical clue on what the heck that means. So I just know that this is 2.65 mm. You could get it a little bit thicker. The reason why is because this does have a tendency to twist up as you're wrapping it around. And I've always got to see this from pressing right here. Pressing. Probably got, see that? The indentations from pressing and holding on to it so it doesn't back up and come undone. So I'm going to keep continuing to do this. How have y'all been doing since we've been, the last time I've been on here reading stories to y'all? Now it's 2018. Wow. And Has it just been a year or more? I don't know. I've actually been riding my bike, and I know it looks like I haven't taken off very much weight because I'm just sitting down and I'm all bunched around, and I got clothes on, and I got my pants, my I don't know what you call them, like pajama pants, all the way up to here because they'll be too long if I wear them around my waist, so I pull them up a little bit, so it makes me look all chunky and bunky and blah. But during the winter time, how many people around here are making cookies and stuff? I'm not making them, but people are making them around me. And then I gotta taste the darn things. That's where I keep going on my bike ride, except for today. Yesterday, did I? I don't know. You could probably see some of the videos that I've made on my bicycling trips, about a half an hour's worth. I usually ride for about 20 minutes before I start recording, because once I start recording, it really zaps the battery life and everything. And you've seen I've only done about one story, about 30 minutes. Not doing this any faster, am I? So I'm looking at the time too, and it's about 21 minutes by this. But there was a time where I paused it. But I wanted you to see the struggle. Because a lot of times when you're on these YouTubes, do-it-yourself thingamajigs, you see people doing it, then they pause, or they have this really fast forward where it's going bing. Please. You know that people pause that stuff, and then they're really sitting there going, ah. Get real, people. We all struggle with art. Even the Rembrandts and Mozarts, or anybody. I know Mozart's is musical, but art, music, it's all the same thing. Art for your ears, music, art for your eyes, your mind, whatever. It's all art. Creation, anything that you create one way or another, it's art. I think I like to call it art. I'm almost done with this whole spool, and this star was smaller than the other one. I wonder if they gypped me on, I shouldn't say that, but I wonder if they gypped me on the length of this. Because it's really, I'm almost done. And I just had a little teeny tiny piece for the other star that I already showed you right a few minutes ago. So I'm still doing this. It takes time, because you need to make sure that it gets close together, and like I said, you need to make sure it doesn't twist. So Michelle and Ginger came back with their Pokemon Go story. I know, do people still play that? I guess, because they do, and there's a lot of people out there. And on my bike, people are always telling me, oh, I wish you could take this and get a few Pokemon Go's for me, or whatever that they say. People are still mentioning that game. I haven't gotten into it. I'm sorry. I don't have any way. I don't have a way of thinking about it. It's just, it's a game. I play my games on Facebook. Now my computer has Facebook game room or something, so I don't really have to go into Facebook, but sometimes I do, just to see who's in there and whatever. People just, I don't know, sometimes you get too much on Facebook, don't you? Too much information and stuff, and people posting stuff from wherever. So I'm still working with this. I like having this little makeshift, it's a top to a plastic container, but I use it, see, so like using it for like a little tabletop, plus it's not on my lap collecting lint or whatever. So it's a nice clean little plastic area where this stuff's going to be staying clean. It's still a struggle here getting this done, but I'm getting there, almost there, see? And well, this video has paused a couple of times, but right now I'm over 26 minutes. So yeah, you'll see that this stuff really twists. Twist, twist, twist. See this twisting? So what I was saying is that you could take yarn, probably, and twist and wrap it up in yarn if you wanted to. If you didn't want to get this stuff. I got fake because so many people nowadays don't want real leather. They just don't. Now, it's a personal choice. But like I was mentioning the other day, I was live on Instagram, and I was saying that I don't like to buy stuff from people I don't know or companies I don't know where they got their leather from, if it is real leather. If it's imitation or fake or whatever you want to call it, that's fine. And but with real stuff, you don't know if the animals were treated ethically or whatever. And also, real stuff has a smell to it that I don't care for sometimes. Sometimes I do. I have some boots, that ankle boots, that are probably suede or something. And my kitty came in here. I hope he doesn't jump up here to see, what are you doing, and knock over a bunch of stuff. I don't want him getting in here. But I don't really want to chase him out. He's got a right to be around here and stuff. So I'm almost there, up to the top. You can use maybe strips of cloth or material. Anything goes. The dreamcatcher. But this is the first time that I've ever used anything on the ring, even though this is star shaped. But usually I use a branch, and I make a circle and I wire it up. I let it dry, and then I make sure that the wire is really tight, because when the branch dries, it starts to get shrunk. So now I gotta pause for a second again. Okay, so I've cut off a piece like this, and it's okay if this part twists around. It's okay, because it's going to be where you're going to hang it. And it's up to the person who uses this to hang it wherever they want to. And I don't know how long they want it to be, but they could always add on or hang it any way they want to. So what I've done is holding on to this part because you don't want it to get loose. Then I put it right here. And I'm going to try to do it so you could see it. I'm going to tie like a knot right around the bottom here, just to secure it really good. Okay, like that. And then what I do here is just go around, kind of get this thing out of the way. It's kind of awkward to do. Whatever works for you. Whatever works. So, sorry. It's getting down to a very teeny little piece right here. So I kind of make like a D, bring the tail around, and just tuck it in there. You want to be very careful because this suede is very fragile. And you don't want to pull it and then rip it. Okay, because then it'll be not good either. Now, when I start doing the webbing, I could just put this down here like this and start doing the webbing right over it. That'll kind of like lay it down into place too. Because I've kind of, actually I could kind of go inside here and do one more little knot. You want to try to do the knots as invisible but still practical as possible, if you know what I mean. So see, I got that right there, and it's secure, it's not going anywhere, and thank goodness it didn't start to unravel there. So when I start putting the webbing on, which I'm going to do another time, I've been out here literally since 9 a.m. and so this is the beginning. Isn't that pretty? I know it looks purple, but it's a dark blue. It's a dark blue color. I wish I could show you the differences. But anyways, I'm going to put away my stuff. I don't like to do this kind of work when I'm fatigued or tired or in pain or upset. So I like to do it peaceful as possible. And I've been out here since 9 a.m. So I'm going to do the webbing tomorrow, and that will be in black. I also have another one of these someplace with white, but this customer preferred to have black on the inside. So I'm going to do that. That will be part 2 of this video, but it will be a different day. I love you all very much, and later on this week I'm going to show you some of the earrings that I've made. So stay tuned for that, okay? I love you all, and have a great day.